I Am That Talks with Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj, Chapter 71. In self-awareness, you learn about yourself. In self-awareness, you learn about yourself. Of course, you can only learn what you are not. To know what you are, you must go beyond the mind. Questioner: It is our repeated experience that disciples do much harm to their gurus. They make plans and carry them out without considering the guru's wishes. In the end, there is only endless worry for the guru and bitterness for his disciples. Maharaj: Yes, it does happen. Questioner: What compels the guru to submit to these indignities? Maharaj: The guru is basically without desire. He sees what happens, but feels no urge to interfere. He makes no choices, takes no decisions. As pure witness, he watches what is going on and remains unaffected. Questioner: But his work suffers. Maharaj: Victory is always his in the end. He knows that if disciples do not learn from his words, they will learn from their own mistakes. Inwardly, he remains quiet and silent. He has no sense of being a separate person. The entire universe is his own, including his disciples with their petty plans. Nothing in particular affects him, or, which comes to the same, the entire universe affects him in equal measure. Questioner: Is there no such thing as the Guru's grace? Maharaj: His grace is constant and universal. It is not given to one and denied to another. Questioner: How does it affect me personally? Maharaj: It is by the Guru's grace that your mind is engaged in the search for truth, and it is by his grace that you will find it. It works unwaveringly towards your ultimate good, and it is for all. Questioner: Some disciples are ready, mature, and some are not. Must not the guru exercise choice and make decisions? Maharaj: The guru knows the ultimate and relentlessly propels the disciple towards it. The disciple is full of obstacles which he himself must overcome. The guru is not very much concerned with the superficialities of the disciple's life. It is like gravitation. The fruit must fall when no longer held back. Questioner: If the disciple does not know the goal, how can he make out the obstacles? Maharaj: The goal is shown by the guru. The obstacles are discovered by the disciple. The guru has no preferences, but those who have obstacles to overcome seem to be lagging behind. In reality, the disciple is not different from the guru. He is the same dimensionless center of perception and love in action. It is only his imagination and self-identification with the imagined that encloses him and converts him into a person. The guru is concerned little with the person. His attention is on the inner watcher. It is the task of the watcher to understand and thereby eliminate the person. While there is grace on one side, there must be dedication to the task on the other. Questioner: But the person does not want to be eliminated. Maharaj: The person is merely the result of a misunderstanding. In reality, there's no such thing. Feelings, thoughts, and actions race before the watcher in endless succession, leaving traces in the brain and creating an illusion of continuity. a reflection of the watcher in the mind creates a sense of I, and the person acquires an apparently independent existence. In reality, there is no person, only the watcher identifying himself with the I and the mind. The teacher tells the watcher, "You are not this. There is nothing of yours in this except the little point of I am, which is the bridge between the watcher and his dream. I am this, I am that, is dream, while pure I am has the stamp of reality on it. You have tasted so many things, all came to naught. Only the sense I am persisted unchanged. Stay with the changeless among the changeful until you are able to go beyond." Questioner: When will it happen? Maharaj: It will happen as soon as you remove the obstacles. Questioner: Which obstacles? Maharaj: Desire for the false and fear for the future. You as the person imagine that the Guru is interested in you as a person. Not at all. To him, you are a nuisance and a hindrance to be done away with. He actually aims at your elimination as a factor in consciousness. Questioner: If I'm eliminated, what will remain? Maharaj: Nothing will remain. All will remain. The sense of identity will remain, but no longer identification with a particular body. Being, awareness, love will shine in full splendor. Liberation is never of the person. It is always from the person. Questioner: And no trace remains of the person? Maharaj: A vague memory remains, like the memory of a dream in early childhood. After all, what is there to remember? A flow of events, mostly accidental and meaningless, a sequence of desires and fears and inane blunders. Is there anything worth remembering? The person is but a shell imprisoning you. Break the shell. Questioner: Whom are you asking to break the shell? Who is to break the shell? Maharaj: Break the bonds of memory and self-identification, and the shell will break by itself. There is a center that imparts reality to whatever it perceives. All you need is to understand that you are the source of reality, that you give reality instead of getting it, that you need no support and no confirmation. Things are as they are because you accept them as they are. Stop accepting them and they will dissolve. Whatever you think about with desire or fear appears before you as real. Look at it without desire or fear and it loses substance. Pleasure and pain are momentary. It is simpler and easier to disregard them than to act on them. Questioner: If all things come to an end, why did they appear at all? Maharaj: Creation is in the very nature of consciousness. Consciousness causes appearances. Reality is beyond consciousness. Questioner: While we are conscious of appearances, how is it that we are not conscious that these were mere appearances? Maharaj: The mind covers up reality without knowing it. To know the nature of the mind, you need intelligence, the capacity to look at the mind in silent and dispassionate awareness. Questioner: If I am of the nature of all-pervading consciousness, how could ignorance and illusion happen to me? Maharaj: Neither ignorance nor illusion ever happened to you. Find the self to which you ascribe ignorance and illusion, and your question will be answered. You talk as if you know the self and see it to be under the sway of ignorance and illusion. But, in fact, you do not know the self, nor are you aware of ignorance. By all means, become aware. This will bring you to the self, and you will realize that there is neither ignorance nor delusion in it. It is like saying, if there is a sun, how can darkness be? As under a stone, there will be darkness however strong the sunlight. So in the shadow of the I am the body consciousness, there must be ignorance and illusion. Questioner, but why did the body consciousness come into being? Maharaj, don't ask why, ask how. It is in the nature of creative imagination to identify itself with its creations. You can stop it at any moment by switching off attention or through investigation. Questioner, does creation come before investigation? Maharaj, first you create the world, then the I am becomes a person who is not happy for various reasons. He goes out in search of happiness, meets a guru who tells him, you are not a person, find what you are. He does it and goes beyond. Questioner, why did he not do it at the very start? Maharaj, it did not occur to him. He needed somebody to tell him. Questioner, was that enough? Maharaj, it was enough. Questioner, why does it not work in my case? Maharaj, you do not trust me. Questioner, why my faith is weak? Maharaj, desires and fears have dulled your mind. It needs some scrubbing. Questioner, how can I clear my mind? Maharaj, by watching it relentlessly. Inattention obscures, attention clarifies. Questioner, why do Indian teachers advocate inactivity? Maharaj, most of people's activities are valueless, if not outright destructive, dominated by fear and desire. They can do nothing good. Ceasing to do evil precedes beginning to do good. Hence, the need for stopping all activities for a time to investigate one's urges and their motives. See all that is false in one's life. Purge the mind of all evil, and only then restart work, beginning with one's obvious duties. Of course, if you have a chance to help somebody, by all means do it, and promptly too. Don't keep him waiting until you are perfect. But do not become a professional do-gooder. Questioner, I do not feel there are too many do-gooders among disciples. Most of those I met are too absorbed in their own petty conflicts. They have no heart for others. Maharaj, such self-centeredness is temporary. Be patient with such people. For so many years they give attention to everything but themselves. Let them return to themselves for a change. Questioner, what are the fruits of self-awareness? Maharaj, you grow more intelligent. In awareness you learn. In self-awareness you learn about yourself. Of course, you can only learn what you are not. To know what you are, you must go beyond the mind. Questioner, is not awareness beyond the mind? Maharaj, awareness is the point at which the mind reaches out beyond itself into reality. In awareness, you seek not what pleases, but what is true. Questioner, I find that awareness brings about a state of inner peace, a state of psychic void. Maharaj, it is all right as it goes, but it is not enough. Have you felt the awe-embracing emptiness in which the universe swims like a cloud in the blue sky? Questioner: Sir, let me first come to know well my own inner space. Maharaj: Destroy the wall that separates the I am the body idea, and the inner and the outer will become one. Questioner: Am I to die? Maharaj: Physical destruction is meaningless. It is the clinging of life of senses that binds you. If you could experience the inner void fully, the explosion into the totality would be near. Questioner: My own spiritual experience has its seasons. Sometimes I feel glorious, then I am down again. I am like a lift buoy, going up, going down, going up, going down. Maharaj: All changes in consciousness are due to the I am the body idea. Divested of this idea, the mind becomes steady. There is pure being, free of experiencing anything in particular. But to realize it, you must do what your teacher tells you. Mere listening, even memorizing, is not enough. If you do not struggle hard to apply every word of it in your daily life, don't complain that you made no progress. All real progress is irreversible. Ups and downs merely show that the teaching has not been taken to heart and fully translated into action. Questioner: The other day you told us that there is no such thing as karma, yet we see that everything has a cause and the sum total of all the causes may be called karma. Maharaj: As long as you believe yourself to be the body, you will ascribe causes to everything. I do not say things have no causes. Each thing has innumerable causes. It is as it is because the world is as it is. Every cause and in its ramifications covers the universe. When you realize that you are absolutely free to be what you consent to be, and that you appear to be because of ignorance or indifference, you are free to revolt and change. You allow yourself to be what you are not. You are looking for causes of being what you are not. It is a futile search. There are no causes except your ignorance of your real being, which is perfect and beyond all causation. For whatever happens, all the universe is responsible, and you are the source of the universe. Questioner: I know nothing about being the cause of the universe. Maharaj: Because you do not investigate. Inquire, search within, and you will know. Questioner: How can a speck like me create the vast universe? Maharaj: When you are infected with the I am the body virus, a whole universe springs into being. But when you have had enough of it, you cherish some fanciful ideas about liberation and pursue totally futile lines of action. You concentrate, you meditate, you torture your mind and body, do all sorts of unnecessary things, but you miss the essential, which is the elimination of the person. Questioner: In the beginning, we may have to pray and meditate for some time before we are ready for self-inquiry. Maharaj: If you believe so, go on. To me, all delay is a waste of time. You can skip all the preparation and go directly for the ultimate search within. Of all the yogas, it is the simplest and the shortest. I Am That. Talks with Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj. Chapter 72. What is pure, unalloyed, unattached is real. What is pure, unalloyed, unattached, is real. What is tainted, mixed up, dependent, and transient is unreal. The I am that pursues the pleasant and shuns the unpleasant is false. The I am that sees pleasure and pain as inseparable sees rightly. Maharaj, you are back in India. Where have you been? What have you seen? Questioner, I come from Switzerland. I stayed there with a remarkable man who claims to have realized. He has done many yogas in his past and had many experiences that passed away. Now he claims no special abilities or knowledge. The only unusual thing about him is connected with sensations. He is unable to separate the seer from the seen. For instance, when he sees a car rushing at him, he does not know whether the car is rushing at him or he is at the car. He seems to be the seer and the seen both at the same time. They become one. Whatever he sees himself. When I asked him some Vedantic questions, he said, I really cannot answer. I do not know. All I know is this strange identity with whatever I perceived. You know, I expected anything but this. He is, on the whole, a humble man. He makes no disciples and in no way puts himself on a pedestal. He is willing to talk about his strange condition, but that is all. Maharaj, now he knows what he knows. All else is over. At least he still talks. Soon he may cease talking. Questioner, what will he do then? Maharaj, immobility and silence are not inactive. The flower fills the space with perfume, the candle with light. They do nothing, yet they change everything by their mere presence. You can photograph the candle, but not its light. You can know the man, his name and appearance, but not his influence. His very presence is action. Questioner, is it not natural to be active? Maharaj, everybody wants to be active, but where do his actions originate? There is no central point. Each action begets another, meaninglessly and painfully in endless succession. The alternation of work and pause is not there. First, find the immutable center where all movement is born. Just like a wheel turns around an axle, you must always be at the axle in the center and not whirling at the periphery. Questioner, how do I go about it in practice? Maharaj, whenever a thought or emotion of desire or fear comes to your mind, just turn away from it. Questioner, by suppressing my thoughts and feelings, I shall provoke a reaction. Maharaj, I'm not talking of suppression, just refuse attention. Questioner, must I not use effort to arrest the movements of the mind? Maharaj, it has nothing to do with effort. Just turn away. Look between the thoughts rather than at the thoughts. When you happen to walk in a crowd, you do not fight every man you meet. You just find your way between. Questioner, if I use my will to control the mind, it only strengthens the ego. Maharaj, of course, when you fight, you invite a fight. But when you do not resist, you meet with no resistance. When you refuse to play the game, you're out of it. Questioner. How long will it take to get free from the mind? Maharaj. It may take 1,000 years, but really no time is required. All you need is to be in dead earnest. Here the will is the deed. If you are sincere, you have it. After all, it is a matter of attitude. Nothing stops you from being Ajnani here and now except fear. You are afraid of being impersonal, of impersonal being. It is all quite simple. Turn away from your desires and fears and from the thoughts they create, and you are at once with your natural state. Questioner. No question of reconditioning, changing, or eliminating the mind? Maharaj. Absolutely none. Leave your mind alone. That is all. Don't go along with it. After all, there is no such thing as mind apart from thoughts, which come and go obeying their own laws, not yours. They dominate you only because you are interested in them. It is exactly as Christ said, resist not evil. By resisting evil, you merely strengthen it. Questioner, yes, I see now. All I must do is to deny existence to evil, then it fades away. But does it not boil down to some kind of auto-suggestion? Maharaj, the auto-suggestion is in full swing now when you think yourself to be a person caught between good and evil. What I'm asking you to do is to put an end to it, to wake up and see things as they are. About your stay in Switzerland with that strange friend of yours, what did you gain in his company? Questioner, absolutely nothing. His experience did not affect me at all. One thing I have understood, there is nothing to search for. Wherever I may go, nothing waits for me at the end of the journey. Discovery is not the result of transportation. Maharaj, yes, you are quite apart from anything that can be gained or lost. Questioner, do you call it vairagya, relinquishment, renunciation? Maharaj, there is nothing to renounce. Enough if you stop acquiring. To give you must have, and to have you must take. Better not to take. It is simpler than to practice renunciation, which leads to a dangerous form of spiritual pride. All this weighing, selecting, choosing, exchanging, it is all shopping in some spiritual market. What is your business there? What deal are you out to strike? When you are not out for business, what is the use of this endless anxiety of choice? Restlessness takes you nowhere. Something prevents you from seeing that there is nothing you need. Find it out and see its falseness. It is like having swallowed some poison and suffering from unquenchable craving for water. Instead of drinking beyond all measure, why not eliminate the poison and be free of this bursting of thirst? Questioner, I shall have to eliminate the ego. Maharaj, the sense I am a person in time and space is the poison. In a way, time itself is the poison. In time, all things come to an end, and new ones are born to be devoured in their turn. Do not identify yourself with time. Do not ask anxiously, what's next, what's next? Step out of time and see it devour the world. Say, well, it is in the nature of time to put an end to everything. Let it be. It does not concern me. I am not combustible, nor do I need to collect fuel. Questioner. Can the witness be without things to witness? Maharaj. There is always something to witness. If not a thing, then its absence. Witnessing is natural and is no problem. The problem is excessive interest, which leads to self-identification. Whatever you are engrossed in, you take to be real. Questioner. Is the I am real or unreal? Is the I am the witness? Is the witness real or unreal? Maharaj. What is pure, unalloyed, unattached is real. What is tainted, mixed up, dependent, and transient is unreal. Do not be misled by words. One word may convey several and even contradictory meaning. The I am that pursues the pleasant and shuns the unpleasant is false. The I am that sees pleasure and pain as inseparable sees rightly. The witness that is enmeshed in what he perceives is the person. The witness who stands aloof, unmoved, and untouched is the watchtower of the real. The point at which awareness, inherent in the unmanifested, contacts the manifested. There can be no universe without the witness. There can be no witness without the universe. Questioner. Time consumes the world. Who is the witness of time? Maharaj. He who is beyond time, the unnameable. A glowing ember moved round and round, quickly enough appears as glowing circle. When the movement ceases, the ember remains. Similarly, the I am in movement creates the world. The I am at peace becomes the absolute. You are like a man with an electric torch walking through a gallery. You can see only what is within the beam. The rest is in darkness. Questioner. If I project the world, I should be able to change it. Maharaj. Of course you can, but you must cease identifying yourself with it and go beyond. Then you have the power to destroy and recreate. Questioner. All I want is to be free. Maharaj. You must know two things. What you are to be free from, and what keeps you bound. Questioner. Why do you want to annihilate the universe? Maharaj. I'm not concerned with the universe. Let it be or not be. It is enough if I know myself. Questioner. If you are beyond the world, then you are of no use to the world. Maharaj. Pity the self that is, not the world that is not. Engrossed in a dream, you have forgotten your true self. Questioner. Without the world, there is no place for love. Maharaj. Quite so. All of these attributes, being, consciousness, love, and beauty, are reflections of the real in the world. No world, no reflection. Questioner. The world is full of desirable things and people. How can I imagine it non-existent? Maharaj. Leave the desirables to those who desire. Change the current of your desire from taking to giving. The passion for giving, for sharing, will naturally wash the idea of an external world out of your mind, and the idea of giving as well. Only the pure radiance of love, beyond giving and receiving, will remain. Questioner. In love, there must be duality. the lover and the beloved. Maharaj. In love there is not even the one. How can there be two? Love is the refusal to separate, to make distinctions. Before you can think of unity, you must first create duality. When you truly love, you do not say, I love you. Where there is mental activity, there is duality. Questioner. What is it that brings me again and again to India? It cannot only be the comparative cheapness of life here, nor the colorfulness and variety of impressions. There must be some more important factor. Maharaj. There is also the spiritual aspect. The division between the outer and the inner is less in India. It is easier here to express the inner in the outer. Integration is easier. Society is not so oppressive. Questioner. Yes, in the West it is all tamas and rajas. In India there is more of sattva, of harmony and balance. Maharaj. Can't you go beyond gunas? Why choose the sattva? Be what you are, wherever you are, and worry not about guna. Questioner. I have not the strength. Maharaj. It merely shows that you have gained little in India. What you truly have, you cannot lose. What you truly have, you cannot lose. Were you well grounded in yourself, the change of place would not affect it. Questioner. In India, spiritual life is easy. It is not so in the West. One has to conform to the environment to a much greater extent. Maharaj. Why don't you create your own environment? The world has only as much power over you as you give it. Rebel. Go beyond duality. Make no difference between East and West. Questioner. What can one do when one finds oneself in a very non-spiritual environment? Maharaj. Do nothing. Be yourself. Stay out. Look beyond. Questioner. There may be clashes at home. Parents rarely understand. Maharaj. When you know your true being, you have no problems. You may please your parents or not, marry or not, make a lot of money or not. It is all the same to you. Just act according to circumstances, yet in close touch with the facts, with the reality in every situation. Questioner. Is it not a very high state? Maharaj. Oh no, it is the normal state. You call it high because you are afraid of it. First be free from fear. See that there is nothing to be afraid of. Fearlessness is the door to the Supreme. Questioner. No amount of effort can make me fearless. Maharaj. Fearlessness comes by itself when you see that there is nothing to be afraid of. When you walk on a crowded street, you just bypass people. Some you see, some you just glance at. But you do not stop. It is the stopping that creates the bottleneck. Keep moving. Disregard names and shapes. Don't be attached to them. Your attachment is your bondage. Questioner. What should I do when a man slaps me on my face? Maharaj. You will react according to your character, inborn or acquired. Questioner. Is it inevitable? Am I and is the world condemned to remain as we are? Maharaj. A jeweler who wants to refashion an ornament first melts it down to shapeless gold. Similarly, one must return to one's original state before a new name and form can emerge. Death is essential for renewal. Questioner: you are always stressing the need of going beyond, of aloofness, of solitude. You hardly ever use the word right and wrong. Why? Maharaj: it is right to be oneself. It is wrong not to be. All else is conditional. You are eager to separate right from wrong because you need some basis for action. You are always after doing something or other, but personally motivated action based on some scale of values, aiming at some result, is worse than inaction, for its fruits are always bitter. Questioner: are awareness and love one and the same? Maharaj: of course. Awareness is dynamic, love is being. Awareness is love in action. By itself, the mind can actualize any number of possibilities, but unless they are prompted by love, they are valueless. Love precedes creation. Without it, there is only chaos. Questioner: where is the action in awareness? Maharaj: you are so incurably operational. Unless there is movement, restlessness, turmoil, you do not call it action. Chaos is movement for movement's sake. True action does not display, it transforms. A change of place is mere transportation. A change of heart is action. Action, no, wait. Just remember, nothing perceivable is real. Activity is not action. Action is hidden, unknown, unknowable. You can only know the fruit. Questioner: is not God the all-doer? Maharaj: why do you bring an outer doer? The world recreates itself out of itself. It is an endless process, the transitory begetting the transitory. It is your ego that makes you think that there must be a doer. You create a God in your own image, however dismal the image. Through the film of your mind, you project a world and also a God to give it cause and purpose. It is all imagination. Step out of it. Questioner: how difficult it is to see the world as purely mental. The tangible reality of it seems so very convincing. Maharaj: this is the mystery of imagination, that it seems to be so real. You may be celibate or married, a monk or a family man. That is not the point. Are you a slave of your imagination or are you not? Whatever decision you take, whatever work you do, it will invariably be based on imagination, on assumptions parading as facts. Questioner: here I am sitting in front of you. What part of it is imagination? Maharaj: the whole of it. Even space and time are imagined. Questioner: does it mean that I don't exist? Maharaj: I too do not exist. All existence is imaginary. Questioner: is being too imaginary? Maharaj: pure being, feeling all and beyond all, is not existence, which is limited. All limitation is imaginary. Only the unlimited is real. Questioner. When you look at me, what do you see? Maharaj. I see you imagining yourself to be. Questioner. There are many like me, yet each is different. Maharaj. The totality of all projection is what is called Mahamaya, the great illusion. Questioner. But when you look at yourself, what do you see? Maharaj. It depends how I look. When I look through the mind, I see numberless people. When I look beyond the mind, I see the witness. Beyond the witness, there is the infinite intensity of emptiness and silence. Questioner. How should one deal with people? Maharaj. Why make plans? Such questions show anxiety. Relationship is a living thing. Be at peace with your inner self, and you will be at peace with everybody. Realize that you are not the master of what happens. You cannot control the future except in purely technical matters. Human relationships cannot be planned. They are rich and varied. Just be understanding and compassionate, free of all self-seeking. Questioner. Surely I'm not the master of what happens, but rather its slave. Maharaj. Be neither master nor slave. Stand aloof. Questioner. Does it imply avoidance of action? Maharaj. You cannot avoid action. It happens like everything else. Questioner. My action surely I can control. Maharaj. Try. You will soon see that you do what you must. Questioner. I can act according to my will. Maharaj. You know your will only after you have acted. Questioner. I remember my desires, the choices made, the decisions taken, and act accordingly. Maharaj. Then your memory decides, not you. Questioner. Where do I come in? Maharaj. You make it possible by giving it attention. Questioner. Is there no such thing as free will? Am I not free to desire? Maharaj. Oh no. You are compelled to desire. In Hinduism, the very idea of free will is non-existent. So there is no word for it. Will is the commitment. Will is commitment, fixation, bondage. Questioner. I am free to choose my limitations. Maharaj. You must be free first. To be free in the world, you must be free of the world. Otherwise, your past and your future decide for you. Between what had happened and what must happen, you are caught. Call it destiny or karma, but never freedom. First return to your true being, and then act from the heart of love. Questioner. Within the manifested, what is the stamp of the unmanifested? Maharaj. There is none. The moment you begin to look for the stamp of the unmanifested, the manifested dissolves. If you try to understand the unmanifested with the mind, you at once go beyond the mind. It is like when you stir the fire with a wooden stick, you burn the stick. Use the mind to investigate the manifested. Be like the chick that pecks at the shell. Speculating about life outside the shell would have been of little use to it, but pecking at the shell breaks the shell from within and liberates the chick. Similarly, break the mind from within by investigation and exposure of its contradictions and absurdities. Questioner. The longing to break the shell, where does it come from? Maharaj. From the unmanifested.